I'm okay. I'm totally fine.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Topic Tuesday, a show where I discuss my thoughts on a specific topic while you enjoy me drawing a related image in time-lapse. Today's topic, creating original characters. If you've read a lot of my stuff, then you will have come across some of my mini OCs. But whether it's in fan-based or original artwork, I have a certain way of thinking about OCs when it comes to their creation. Firstly, and most obviously, the character has to fit the universe. The majority of creators naturally do this, but I have seen people who go beyond the universe, beyond the so-called rules, to create characters with, say, advanced tech when you're in a medieval setting, or things that contradict the established rules, like there are no gods, but somehow this person has godlike powers or was gifted a gift of a god, and it's things that the story has said, okay, this is how things work, this is how it goes, and that's it. For example, in Naruto, chakra is the established energy source within the body, but most people kind of go, oh, he can create more chakra than Naruto can, but Naruto can only create the amount of chakra he's got because he's a Jinchuriki, or however it's pronounced. I've never figured out exactly how to pronounce it. But yeah, that's what I've seen a lot of people do. They go, okay, this guy has, like I said, the ability to create 1 million clones, but he doesn't have a Biju, he doesn't have special chakra, he doesn't have the thing. He's just a normal person or normal ninja. He just apparently has a large amount of chakra that he can do this. And it's like, okay, but that goes against the established rules. But if you can adequately explain how it's done, then fair enough, you can do it, but it has to be explained within the universe's rule set. In my mind, everything has to fit. When I was in college, I was taught, and I firmly believe, that when creating a character, you have to be able to answer any question asked, whether you think of it initially or months down the line, but following the rule of cause and effect, which leads to one of the key attributes of a character, their personality. In my experience, when I am requested to draw someone's OC or make comments on them, give critique, I find that a lot of people want a certain personality, which is fine, but then they make the bios that don't fit, or they loosely fit but doesn't explain the intensity of that personality trait. For example, you have a moody character, a loner who would rather glare at his allies than smile, which is fine. It's a great character. There's plenty out there like that. But when you look at their history, where the worst thing ever to happen to them was they stubbed their toe, then it doesn't explain why they are a moody loner. Sometimes people simply say, oh, he lost his family, so he became a mercenary, only obsessed with money. Again, sure, perfectly fine. But how did he get to that point? What made him choose mercenary work when up until that point he had been either rich or a baker or something where he never considered such a path before? It's the cause and effect of a character. Everything happens for a reason. I got into comic books because I love reading manga. I got into comic books because I wanted to do more than that. I went into TV and film production in college, but through cause and effect, I couldn't get a job in the industry, and I loved to draw anyway, and I took it upon myself to hone my skills in creating movies by creating short comic books, and thus led to Narahina Chronicles, which thus led to me becoming a commissionable artist, a freelancer. So again, cause and effect. It could be the smallest things, or it could be really big things. But they kind of have to be there. But that's not to say that you can't come up with things, but key events will need to be explained. I studied a little psychology, nothing major, just some books I went through, enough to understand a little about how the mind works. I've also read character bios, character studies, I've read history books, I've watched so many documentaries, movies, TV shows with good character work, and they have good ways of building their characters. But beyond that, back to the obvious things is the actual physical designs. Now these can come in all kinds of ways. Inspiration. You could actually start a character with nothing behind them and just design the character. I've done that a lot of the times. It doesn't always work that way for me, because usually I have an idea of what the character I want, or an idea, and then I go with the design. Like, I'll come up with, I've got this idea for a character. Like with one of my recent OCs, Burst, for the My Hero Academia, I came up with the idea of his powers first, then the character a bit more, then a bit of his traits, and then I drew the character. Really, they do have to fit the history as well, and the environment. You don't want to design a character that looks like a medieval knight in ancient Egypt, or a sci-fi character, in prehistoric times, unless they're coming from outer space, that kind of thing. They have to fit the environment and the history. Like with Full Metal Alchemist, that's kind of set in an alternate world, but with the technology around 1920s, 1930s, and so, as well as some of the steampunk kind of attributes and advanced technologies. But that went with the new history, that they studied a certain type of history thanks to alchemy, and it changed the world and how the technology works. So you have this difference in relevant technologies. So you have to kind of world build as well if it's an original character. But if it's not an original, if it is an original character but it's in a series already existing, then you have to know that history to a point. But with the designs, I've seen ranges from very basic, t-shirt, jeans, and trainers and whatnot, and those can work in generally modern settings, or as casual clothes. But when it becomes a main character, you usually have to tend to make something a bit more different, something kind of work with them and show them off and such. And you can go over the top complex as well, and really the character appearance is primarily down to the artist's choice and vision. But you have to consider such things as how the style shows off the character's personality too. And this can go more towards the design of their casual looks more than their uniforms and whatnot. Because usually a character will have a uniform that they fight in, but then you'll have the scenes where they're just in casual, relaxing clothes. Those need to go with the character a bit more, like t-shirt and jeans for the casual, lazy guy. You get girls who are usually out and about, they're dressed prim and proper, but when they're at home, they're in a crop top and shorts. So, and it goes with their personality. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but when it comes to meeting anyone in real life or introducing a character in a comic or an image, the first thing you get from the person who's viewing them is what they look like, and you do judge that character on their design, and that can actually be useful in the sense of plot. I've laughed when I've met a new character in a manga or an anime, and the character looks dangerous. He's big, bulky, looks like he'll kill you in a second, but then you kind of you meet him and you find his personality, and he's a complete teddy bear, and it's be like, oh my god, it's that's completely unexpected, and it can work, for example, like the lion in the Wizard of Oz. He's trying to be wild, he's trying to be ferocious, he tries to scare people, but then you instantly find out he's a complete super coward. So yeah, when it comes to creating an OC, there isn't such a thing as a right or wrong character, just level of development. When I create a character, I delve in. I leave a lot open. I don't go full hog. I don't kind of put in every detail, dot every I kind of thing. I leave a lot open, but I try for a decent foundation, and that's what you need, because I can work from that. The characters' drive, their personality, much of their key history, the design, if they have powers, stuff like that. That is what I start with. And with that solid foundation, I can build on it, which gives me the flexibility to add things that work with the foundation and work into the story. And if it doesn't fit the foundation, then either I have to create a new situation within the story to alter the character themselves, hence character development, or not use it at all. Because, frankly, if your foundation can't stand up to it, then there's nothing there. Well, that's my thought on the matter. If you would like to leave your own thoughts on this, tell me your process of creating an OC. Do you start with an image and work from there? Or do you write a complete history before you even think about what they look like? If you just simply want to say anything like hello, or comment on the video, or what you'd like about the video, or what topic you would like me to talk about, please comment below. So if you like the video, please leave a like by hitting the thumbs up, and if you would like to keep up to date on when I post a video, then feel free to hit the subscribe button. But for now, thank you for watching and enjoy your day.